right? So just thinking about this topic, I was thinking critically about this and what it means to be submissive, and why I think it's such a topic. And I just came to realize that a lot of times we're asking ourselves how to be submissive to a man, but we haven't been submissive yet to ourselves.
Amen.
Right? Mm-hmm. And because I literally pulled up the definition of being submissive, and it is a form. It says to conform to the others, or of things like that, but it is something in there as well where it's saying to be obedient. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm like, wow, like I wonder how many women have been submissive really to themselves. Welcome back. This is Brittany.
And I'm Tiffany.
And this is the Becoming of Her podcast. We back, girl.
Yes, episode 4.
Number 4.
I'm excited. We're doing a roll. We took the summer off.
Not really.
Well, not intentionally, but life happened. Yeah.
But girl, we are here and we're gonna keep showing up and do what we said we're gonna do.
Every week.
Yes.
Episodes.
Yep, and don't mind the backgrounds may change, everything, but we here.
We are taking you through our journey.
Our journey, right? Isn't that dope?
Yes, our journey of becoming of her and building this podcast.
And building this podcast too, which is dope.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And you guys get to see it with us.
Yes, we're gonna take on the behind the scenes, because this version may look cute.
Yes.
But behind the scenes, it's not so cute.
But that's just how it be, right? Mm-hmm. Now we come up in the world and people see us as one thing, but behind the scenes, baby,
good old hot ass mess.
A hot ass. How was your week? How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I needed a nice, good, just wind down weekend. I've been going through a lot.
Yeah.
And so I just have people just show up out of the blue.
Out the blue.
I met somebody new.
Say it louder now. Y'all see how she got all quiet? You met what?
I met someone new.
Ooh.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's all you need to say for right now.
Yes.
If she met someone new.
Yes. If it's... Well, we may add more to this story later, but
that's
had a great time. Got out in the city and was able to go to I went to this Black Writers Weekend conference.
You told me about it.
Yeah, and met some good folks. Yeah. It was really just like some good chill Atlanta vibes. So that was nice. Did a little work, which was needed too. And we're here. Got recharged, got the house together, kids back for a second
it's time
week
for school. In school.
They are back.
That's a big change from last time. The kids are back in school. So
starting this.
Well, I have no kids. I think y'all know, but her kids back.
Mine are back. And back on this new routine up at 5:30 in the morning to meditate, workout, get in, so that I can do the work day. Yeah.
We back.
Yeah. How's everything your way?
Girl, I had a great weekend. It was a mix of relaxing. All last week, I told you I was just feeling blah.
Yeah.
I was feeling blah, but I gave myself some time to just really chill. The only thing I really did last week is really just work out. A little work, but mostly just work out.
Yeah.
Consistently. But over the weekend, I went to a friend's birthday party.
Nice.
She turned 25. Listen, I feel I'm blessed. I'm turning 30 soon, but I was like, damn, to be 25.
I won't want to do it. Not this time.
Not this time.
No, girl, no. The only
just like, wow, it's 25.
That I would say is beneficial about that is like the way that these younger people are really getting money and opportunities.
Yeah, true.
That are out here for that. But other than that, like to be 25 now, no.
I wouldn't want to be my 25 again when I was 25, but I guess if I could be who I am right now at 25, then Okay, but that was fun. She's probably like one of my youngest friends. So it was cool just hanging with her. Mm-hmm. And I finally went on this date with this man.
Okay.
Ooh, y'all. Ooh. We had a good time.
Is there anything you'd like to share?
I would say this, ladies. When a man like you, he gonna show you. That's the only thing I have to say.
Amen. Praise God.
Right. When a man like you, he will show you.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. So, we'll probably get into more details about that. Who knows? Whenever we have those type of topics. But when a man like you...
we are going to talk about that in another episode. That makes me think about that because I was listening to one of... he is a guy and... What does he call himself? The ex-ho or something like that, whatever. Basically, he's just really trying to help put women on game. When it comes to men, because he's like, I'm 40 now, I'm mature, I've been through all the whole phase expert. That's what it is. Whole phase expert. Mm-hmm. So he's basically telling you like, this is the shit that you need to be looking out for when it comes to dudes. Mm-hmm. So he normally does like lives like every other night or something like that. And sometimes he brings women on. And this one was asking the stupidest question about this guy, like whether he likes you. And she'd been talking to the dude for like 2 weeks. Yeah. I'm like, girl.
At that phase, if you questioning already, just peace out.
Okay.
Deuce out. Like, if you're questioning that early on, if someone like you, literally deuce out. Because there should be no question about it, especially that early on.
Yeah, because you're literally just getting to know each other. That's when everything is like the, hey, what do you like?
Exactly.
And we're going out on dates, and we're just really getting to know each other. So if you already like, well, what is this and what is 2 weeks in?
It's too, That's all I have to say. Like, my weekend, if anything, I take away is that if a man like you, once again, he'll show you. So I was appreciative just for that experience. Like, I needed that. I needed that because dating been kind of like, I wouldn't really say on the back burner, but I just really been focused on this stuff.
Yeah.
So it was nice just going out with a man and he applied some pressure. That's all I gotta say. Moving on.
Can we toast to the application of pressure?
Period.
Okay. Listen.
But like a couple of weeks ago, there was speaking of men and what we're talking about today, there was a video of a woman. I'm not gonna name drop. I don't want no hashtag. Don't nobody come for us. But it was a video circling around where the girl was talking about being submissive, right? And I ain't like what she was saying. It was just like being submissive is like, doing everything for your man and, this and this and this and this and that. I felt like it was giving mom. Did you see the video?
I did see the video. And most of you guys have probably seen it. I'd like to share with you guys just for a reference point. But it basically, like summarizing it, she was saying how she basically like he has no wants from that would just sound like from being domesticated. Like she thinks for him basically, like pre-thinks for him, or however she framed it up. Like,
girl, packs his suitcase. I'm not packing.
Cooks for him, rubs his head to sleep, rubs his back to sleep. Stuff I did for my newborn children. Those type of activities.
And disclaimer, I want to say here right now, we are not saying that you cannot be submissive to your man. I actually believe in it. That's not what this is about. We're not bashing anyone who wants to be submissive to their man. Just disclaimer. Go ahead. I just have to put that out there because I don't want anyone to think that that's what we're trying to no. But yeah, so for reference, she was saying all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, she was saying all of that and basically saying like that is the way. I don't know if maybe she said that is the way, but like that is basically her version of being submissive to her man. Which I take away from that, like at the end of the day, it's your relationship. However it works for you and your man and this and that and a third. But it's very, if you're looking for a path of like I want to know how to be submissive. I wouldn't say that is
exactly
the ideal version of being submissive.
And that's what we want to take away from that video. It's just that if you want to be submissive, or if you're inquiring or thinking like, what is it to be a submissive woman, but still be your own woman,
mm-hmm.
I didn't prescribe to the things that she was saying. Mm-hmm. And I just was thinking like, why is it such a big topic? Like, people really, first of all, people be on relationship talk heavy.
Yes.
But lately, really being submissive has really been circulating on the internet. So I was just like, I wonder why it's such a big topic.
I think it's one of those things, it's like buzzwords are like just all the rage right now with, you know, feminine and masculine and high value. And
so you're thinking like more marketing, trendy.
I think it's trendy,
like things that people want to talk about.
Yes, right. And like, because that's all the rage, all the men, everybody, you know, since COVID, everyone has a podcast, and so people are more vocal now about their opinion. Yes, we're actually saying stuff of value, but that's neither here nor there. But people are sharing more of their opinions about what they think, you know, the other sex should or shouldn't be doing. And so submission has come up in that a lot of ways. But then it goes back to women are asking, okay, you want us to be submissive? Well, then how?
Right? So just thinking about this topic, I was thinking critically about this and what it means to be submissive, and why I think it's such a topic. And I just came to realize that a lot of times we're asking ourselves how to be submissive to a man, but we haven't been submissive yet to ourselves.
Amen.
Right? Mm-hmm. And because I literally pulled up the definition of being submissive, and it is a form. It says to conform to the others, or, you know, of things like that, but it is something in there as well where it's saying to be obedient. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm like, wow, like, I wonder how many women have been submissive really to themselves. Right? Like, and this may be the reason why we have this question of like, well, what does it even mean to be submissive to a man? Mm-hmm. You really can't answer that because you haven't been submissive to yourself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right?
And I recently, that really hit a light bulb for me, because I recently went on this, before my birthday was in July. Mm-hmm. I went on this.
Happy belated birthday! We did a birthday post, everything about her. We need to do a recap, but yeah, she had a great birthday.
I did. Thank you guys. Thank you guys who wished me happy birthday on the post. But I did this spiritual process before my birthday. I was like, you know, I want to bring my birthday in a different way. I don't want to be turned from the club and this and that and third. And it just, this year, the vibe, I wasn't on that vibe. So through that process, I just really went into isolation, did a lot of studying, did a lot of prayer, did a lot of meditation. But in that process, I found that I had not been fully submissive and obedient to myself. And it was limiting me in relationship, and it was limiting me in business. But in that time frame, I discovered that really the key to everything that I want was me being submissive to myself.
And you really being submissive to yourself. And that's the thing. I think a lot of times, like, it all comes back to us. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, and the things that our partner, our man may want out of us, like, because to me, when I hear being submissive to a man, to me, it's just like a higher level form of love, right? Where it's like, I can respect what you're saying, I can give you room to voice your opinions, to lead and do all of these things, and it's done all in a respectful way where I feel like I'm not exchanging things of my own, because I feel so comfortable in that. It's like I have been submissive enough to myself where I can allow somebody else to come in, and I feel okay with being submissive to the man. Yeah. And the things that he may want, and I know how to identify whether it's good for me or not. because I've been submissive to myself. And I know the things that I need and the things that would get me to the next level and do certain things. So if I know what that looks like for me, it's just like, okay, I can do these things not only to my man, but I can also identify like if what he is doing, even if it's healthy towards us in a relationship. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think a lot of times we be having so many unresolved or unsolved answers on things and how to treat others because we have not yet treated ourselves with the same.
Yeah.
Like you can't even fathom to think about like, oh my gosh, like how I'm going to create and cultivate a space for a man like to lead me and to guide me and do things because you haven't led yourself anywhere yet. Or you have doubts or you have things about yourself that you haven't shown for yourself or shown up in a certain way where you can't even really think about a man doing it for you. It may scare you, and I've been there. Yeah. Right? I have been there. So it's just like, just how you was talking about what you went through for your birthday. If you had not submit yourself to that, if you would meet someone in the future, a man that may want to inspire you to do something spiritually or, you know, or just something that he may see, you may be hesitant because now you try to trust some individual with, you know, something related to your development or something where all in actuality you haven't done it for yourself yet. Yeah. And that could be a little scary. So I don't know. I just feel like we have to just take a little more accountability.
Yeah, we definitely do. Because it's all about, I mean, ultimately it's like relinquishing control. And a lot of times people don't want to do.
I love how you put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't want to do that because it's a trust thing.
Yes.
And then it still goes back to self of like, okay, if I surrender to this person, are they going to harm me? Are they going to, you know, do something, betray my trust? Like, what is going to happen if I do that? So we operate in a place of fear. But then it always goes back to discernment. Like, don't surrender yourself to someone you know who is going to fuck you over. Like, you know how people operate. And if you don't, then it's not time for you
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Because I know for sure I know, especially me as a woman, like, before I allow someone to lead me in a certain way, like you said, relinquish that control, it is definitely like discernment. I have to have discernment. I'm so glad that you said that, for sure.
Yeah, you have to operate in that space because when you do operate in a sphere of discernment, like, it's really hard to not get what you want because you know you're listening to yourself, you're following your instincts, you're watching
which
how
is
people
still being
move.
submissive to yourself. Which is it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's really not that hard. Like, once I went through my own process and I came out of it, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. It makes it so much easier to be able to now be submissive to a man because I get it. Yeah. I'm able to do it with me and I see the results that it had with me just doing it for myself. So now being open and available with doing it with myself, it just even brings just a better type of man that I really feel like, oh, I really can be submissive. For him because I'm attracting that just by simply going through and honoring and being submissive to myself.
Self. Right. You're definitely creating the energy to allow yourself to receive that as well. Because I think, you know, when we're operating in the energy of like a fear, of like uncertainty, those type of energies are just on a lower frequency side. So it can restrict you from receiving those things if you were to meet a man and to be submissive because you feeling those things, but having discernment is still tapping into your own intuition and being submissive to the things that you are, you know, feeling and what you are seeing. But it all goes back to self. It really does. And it's just like, I definitely feel like once you surrender to yourself, like you said, you create that space and that energy to receive it as well, and don't operate in a place of fear. If you were to meet a man that is qualified and honored to be submissive to, you know?
Exactly.
I don't know, girls. I just get tired of just hearing like the argumentative side of it all. Like, well, you know, like people arguing down like why a woman should and why a man. It just I hate that side of it where it's all really about you.
It's ego.
It is.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
like, you should be doing this because I do this and I.
It shouldn't be all linked. It shouldn't be linked to performance. Being submissive, right?
Yes, that's it. That's it. It should not be linked to performance.
Like linked to performance. Like it's bigger than that.
Because once it's linked to performance, you're going to always have to perform.
Ooh.
And you're gonna have to keep the needle's gonna keep moving.
Yeah.
And no one's ever gonna be satisfied. It's gonna be, well, what have you done for me lately?
Exactly.
Who wants to operate like that?
Mm-mm.
It's simply because I want to be submissive to you because of who you are.
Of who you are.
Not because of what you woke up and you did for me today.
Yes.
But because our relationship, as we relate to one another, as we reflect, we're a reflection of one another.
Mm-hmm.
My spirit that is in a great place wants to honor your spirit as a person. Like not because because you want me to cook you breakfast before you go to work. Like
it shouldn't be linked to performance. Being submissive is on a whole nother higher level than the physical, like the actual physical things you can do, like packing a bag or, you know, rubbing someone's head back to sleep. Those are like affection and things of that matter. But being submissive is being able to allow and trust your man to lead you in a way. And because I feel like men have sometimes great, especially their wives, like they have certain levels of insight even on us that we don't quite see.
Girl.
Right?
Girl.
And it's just like if you allow that synchronization to go on, it can just move y'all in a different place and move you in a different place than you can even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So
like
it
is
who
sees you.
Right, who really sees you.
Woo.
So it has nothing to do with performance, because I feel like quite naturally, if you love someone, you're gonna want to just do things for them anyway.
Yeah, like
that's just gonna be something natural that you want to do. But I just want the girls like to know like it's okay and it's natural to feel like to want to be submissive to your man, but focus on being submissive to you first.
Yes.
If you don't even know what that looks like, focus on being submissive to you. Be obedient to the things that you want out of this life. Start off simple. It just may be like, I don't want to eat fried foods this week. It can be something so simple. Then you can get really deep as well to going on being submissive with your spirituality, or, being submissive to your goals and things like that. But you have to be able to be obedient so that you can start operating in this energy of receiving. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I don't know, what would you give the girls as a tip who say like they want to start being submissive and obedient to themselves?
Really, just like we've been saying, you have to submit to you first. But the thing about that though, that is a process of just being able to say, okay, I'm going to completely relinquish all of my control over my life and allow whomever you may, higher power, source, belief, whatever that is, if you believe them, I'm going to allow them to be my guide and be my source, which is ultimately you. But you have to be able to be there first. And that sometimes just takes even just a process of being in a good mental space to be able to do that. So I would just really say is start working on your mindset and start putting yourself in a place where you're growing your belief. because you have to believe in you first. That's the key to even be able to relinquish control.
Really,
so if you don't believe in yourself, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to say, I'm surrendering, because where do you surrender to if you don't believe in yourself? So that is the first part of this, is like really develop your belief factor.
Right.
Once you can do that, then the submission process is going to come.
It's going to come. Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I said, the relationship talks be killing me, but I understand why it's such a big deal. But at the end of the day, don't get caught up in like between the things that really don't matter. It really don't matter. For you to really cultivate a relationship, you have to really start within first. Just period. And you know, like Tiffany said, it's about mindset. Being submissive. Be submissive to yourself.
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's all I have for the girls.
Yes.
On this particular topic today.
So do the work, ladies. We really want you guys to, because we all want loving, healthy, whole relationships. Like we want to see you out here being loved on.
You know what? And I was doing your hair a couple of weeks ago, and I told you that I can't wait to see you in a space like where a man really loving on her, like loving you down.
Girl,
listen. Because she's already bomb on her own, but I already know, like, when two come as one, it's just something about having the right partner. So, you know, here we're promoting coming the best version of yourselves, but I know most women want love too. We want love.
Yeah.
I want love.
Yeah. Exactly. But in order to be able to really get that type of magical love that you want, you have to operate at your highest self, and you're not going to get it because you're only going to attract where you are.
Where you are currently, yeah. So growth is really intentional. Very, 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 very intentional. And the things that we talk about, I'm still learning. I'm learning these things and putting these things into place myself, you know. So we only here to share what we be learning and, you know, the things that be coming about. Just in my mind, like I said, I thought about this watching that video. Like, I had to come to a place where I had to be completely submissive to myself. And now it's just like I meet different kind of people, men that operate at a higher level. It's just different. Once you start to change inward, it's going to reflect outward.
Exactly.
Period. It will.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said, girls, don't get too caught up on the performance. It ain't about your cooking and cleaning, girl.
It's not. At the end of the day,
Robbie is back.
He can hire someone for that.
Right. He can. So,
and I know y'all want to say, well, it's not going to be with the love, and yeah, that's cool and all, but yeah, let's be real.
Right.
Yes, do we want to be cute and cooking in the kitchen for our man, and will he love and appreciate that? Of course he will.
Of course.
But is that ultimately why he wants to walk you down the ausle and make you his lifelong partner? Because you can cook a mean steak? Baby, that ain't it.
That ain't it.
No. So we are sharing this.
Exactly.
From experience.
From experience, ladies.
From dealing with men of high caliber.
High caliber. Which girl, we're gonna talk about that one day too.
And them giving the game, like that is what it is. So we're just here to share that.
To share, ladies. So another episode. I love it.
Yes.
And we don't have our wine today, as you see.
Yes, we're on coffee.
We're on coffee, but it still is lit though.
It is.
It is.
Yes, we'll be back with some other episodes. We'll be back on our wine game. So yes. But cheers to submission, ladies.
To submissive.
We are becoming of her.
Bye.
Bye.
Loved it.